past. They don't come much more heartbreaking than that. I mean, your side have done just about everything that they've done. Deserved all 3 points on the afternoon.
Yeah, we were the better team. I'm sure their manager will say something else, but we were the better team. Anyone who watched that, we controlled the game. I thought we started really well. Playing this way, there are always going to be a few scary moments. I think we limited them to very little. And I should be sitting here talking about the performance and how delighted I am, but I'm angry and I'm disappointed with the goal we conceded so late. Really disappointed. Too many moments we could stop it, prevent it, and we don't. We turn down too many opportunities, and so I'm sitting here very proud of the performance. Very much more us than the last on Tuesday. Much more us. Much more how we want to be, where we want to go. The control on a tough pitch. The detail, looking after each other with the ball, the tempo of the play. I thought we played some really, really good stuff. Another really brilliant goal that starts in our corner flag with a free kick with a goalkeeper, the ball at his feet. So yeah, I'm really pleased on that side, but I can't, so soon after the game, and the players, that they should be the same, because we should be sitting here talking about them in glowing fashion about the bravery and the courage they have to play the way we do. And but we've been let down by a really, really poor goal to concede.
I mean, for 96 minutes, you'd done everything. I mean, it was a totally different performance from what we've seen in the last two. Defensively, I thought you were fantastic. Harry Darling in particular was a real standout, I thought. And, everything was done, wasn't it? It felt like everything was done.
Yeah, I thought so. I think they managed the game really, really well. We just have to see it through, and we should be sitting here about a clean sheet against a very good side who possess really good players, especially at the top end of the pitch, who came here really aggressive, left a lot of players at the top end of the pitch to try and counter-attack. As I said, we limited that to very little. We just don't manage the game well enough for the last minute of the game. So I think we've gone over the time as well, but apparently we were wasting time. I don't recall that. I've not asked my players to waste any time. So, yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. We have a point. It's, on the whole, a good point against a good team who I'm sure will be competing with the games in hand that they have. So, yeah, I'm not going to get... As I always say to you, Tuesday, Northampton was a very different game, which we came through and won. We can't always be pure and pretty, and it doesn't happen. I watch some of the best teams in the world, and it's not always easy. It's not always simple. The opposition have a plan to stop you, and you play against good teams, good opposition. But today was more us. Felt more like what we want to do, how we want to play. We dictated the game for very, very large periods of the game. So I am pleased with that. I'm really pleased with that. I'm not going to lose sight of that, but it's very raw. 20 minutes after the game finishes when you concede so late on. So it's probably dictating the interview a little bit, but my players will be feeling that as well, and I'm sure the people watching will, because I feel, as you said, I feel like they deserve 3 points today.
Let's talk about something a little bit more positive then. I mean, the goal that you scored, your passing style of football creates that sort of space, doesn't it, for Andrew Surman to get the ball just on the edge of this penalty area, and all of a sudden he can break 40 yards because there's so much space that Oxford have committed those men forward, and that's exactly why you play that style of football.
Yeah, listen, we get much more from playing the way we do than it. We get much more reward than we do negative. In terms of it doesn't. And I said there's always going to be scary moments, but the courage the boys played with today is just highlighted by the goal. Really, the rewards we get from it, and so many of the goals Andrew Fisher has started off for us. Him and Harry, whoever it is, Dino, Warren at the back, showed real care for their teammates with the ball today, real courage, real conviction, and they should come away with a clean sheet as well. So I feel sorry for them, but the goal was outstanding. Sirs has obviously got one last week, and today he's got real quality. And when he gets that high up, you always fancy him to at least hit the target, and it's another really, really good goal. Obviously, the only disappointment is we can't quite create enough then to get a second one and kill the game off. But even then, we managed the game. Never really felt too uncomfortable. I mean, the one where they run through and Fish brings him down is from our own sloppy play. So, as I said, we gave them very little in open play, which was pleasing, and controlled most of it, but disappointed to come away with a point.
there's a few players who didn't really cover themselves in an awful lot of positive light on Tuesday night, but I think Andrew Surman came out today and looked back to the Andrew Surman that we know he can be.
Yeah, I think that, form goes up and down. They've been outstanding on the whole. I think Tuesday, and I said it after the game, was probably one game too many for a few. We've had a few injuries that are now making their way back, so we have had to play people relentlessly. Sirs is 34 years old and playing on tough pitches. Team's really trying to do a job on him and stop it. He was outstanding today, and he just had to come off because he looked really tired. And Hout's come on and done a great job. So same with Scotty. He took another kick over that far side when the Oxford player got injured, and we couldn't risk it because he was feeling it a little bit. The Simon and the medical team done brilliant to get him fit for today, and I thought he was great. And it would have been really nice to keep him on for the whole game, but the game changes and things like that happened. But we thought we adapted well, even with the changes. I thought we still looked really in control. But yeah, there's a lot of positives, Toby, a lot of positives, and once you watch the game back and the rawness goes out of it, and we'll analyse it with the players, but definitely more the direction for us that we want to go in terms of performance.
It is. I mean, it's obviously still going to be very raw though, and I suppose it shows that, given the way your side have been playing at the moment, that a point against Oxford is leaving you unhappy. Yeah,
I think so. It's a sign of how far we've come in the I guess for the course of this season, really. It was a team that are right up there in the form table with us. They possess some of the best talent in the league, especially at the top end of the pitch, with a manager that knows the league really, really well. So it's always a tough game, But yeah, I'm disappointed to only get a point today, and as you said, the players will be as well. So we are heading in the right direction, mentality-wise, performance-wise. As I said, never going to be too high or too low. That's why the last two games we haven't quite hit the heights, but we came out that with 3 points when it mattered last weekend. And today it was more us, definitely. So I wasn't worried, and I expected a performance today after what we've worked on and spoke about during the week, and we got one. On the whole, we got one. So yeah, I'm just really disappointed for the players that they weren't able to see it out.
What did you make of Charlie Brown's first start for the club?
Yeah, I thought he'd done well. Him and Mace, showed a lot of energy, looked after the ball well when they had to. No, unfortunately, didn't have any chances fall to them. But, for us to have that energy and quality on the pitch is brilliant for 60-odd minutes. And then to bring two players on with the quality of Cammy and Griggy is excellent for us. And Griggy was just really tired. He's played a lot of football since he's come here that he hasn't done for a long time. So he needed a rest, and Cammy's been carrying a little niggle, but he looked really powerful when he came on as well, and was a touch away from being in on goal. So yeah, really, as I said, really pleasing to have all those four fit and firing and looking really sharp.
You made one change at the break. It looked like Daniel Harvey maybe carrying a limp as he came in at half time. Is he okay? Was it?
Yeah, he tried to run it. He tried to run it off. It happened just before half time. He tried to run it off, but he couldn't quite. So just felt he couldn't sprint. So hopefully it's not too bad. We'll assess it and have a look at it, because I thought he'd done really well up until that. So that was disappointing for Danny. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. How serious it is.
Cheers, Ross.
No problems.
Is it pleased to see Jordan Houghton continue his return to fitness?
Yeah, great. Yeah, I thought he'd done really, really well. Competed brilliantly, really tidy on the ball. Really reliable player for us, Geordie.
This felt like a big test of a defence today after the 4 midweek and the 3 last week. Until the bit at the very end, it felt like they were doing pretty well today. Would you agree with that? Yeah,
I think we defend as a team, we attack as a team. 4 goals is not just because of the defenders. So yeah, but I thought those 3, and as I said, Andy Surman, and then Jordan Houghton in front of him were really good, really excellent, and Fish obviously, he made one great save for us today. He didn't have much to do, but when he was needed, he did that. So yeah, I thought they were great, and they have been really, really good. Northampton was 2 set pieces. That's as a team, and Shrewsbury has 2 penalties. So let's not get carried away with that. I haven't. And today they responded really well.
Oxford seemed a bit agitated with the incident between Fisher and Ajay that led to Fisher getting a yellow card. What was your take on the whole incident?
Yeah, I understand it, but I think probably the right decision was made. The ball is 20, 25 yards away from the player going to the corner flag. So if it's going for on goal, I understand if something else is given, but the ball is running away from goal. Not convinced it's a clear goal scoring opportunity because we have players running back, but I'd probably need to see it again. So it's happened. Would we feel agitated? Probably. I'd probably guess we'd be the same, but it was given out, it was given, and probably fair for me.
Sure. Was it good to see Fisher put that behind him and make 2 good saves after that between then and the 90-minute mark?
Yeah, he made one really good save, and the free kick was going wide, but he has to deal with it. But the save from the header when it goes back across was really top. So Fisher's brilliant. He knows how we feel about him, and he does a great job for us.